Alrighty, so on this, it just says write an expression. We're not solving for anything. We're just creating an expression. And incidentally, there's a difference between expression and equation. An equation contains an equal sign, but an expression does not. So the mathematical statement that we're about to write, an expression, it's not going to contain an equal sign. Otherwise, they'd say equation. All right. So last year, there were 239 pies baked for the bake sale. This year, there were M pies baked. Using M, write an expression for the total number of pies baked in the 2 years. So if they had said there were 100 pies baked this year, I think we could all agree, we'd say, well, 239 plus 100, that's how many pies were made, total in 2 years. Okay, but it wasn't 100, it was actually M. So that is going to be our answer, okay? Just add them together. Now, some of you might be like, okay, this is pretty easy. And some, not quite so much. Okay, because we're all different, and that's a good thing. If we were all the same, this would be a pretty boring world. I had a really good Twilight Zone episode like that. Anyway, okay, that's not either here nor there. But the point is, this is good to practice. Okay, a lot of people say math is hard, especially word problems. Well, the main reason word problems are more challenging for some people is that you have to take the words and go build an expression or an equation, usually an equation. And so if you practice now translating from English to math, then, and you keep practicing, word problems get easier. I didn't say easy, I did say easier. And who doesn't want math to be easier? All right, let's try one more of these little guys. Let's see, try another. And clear. All right. Yesterday, Kala, wasn't that the Lion King's girlfriend or something? Had 66 baseball cards. Today, she gave B of them away. So if she gave like 6 away, then, what does she have now? Well, she'd have 66, and then she'd lose her 6 because she gave them away. Okay, but she didn't actually give away 6, she gave away B. So 66 minus B, that's going to be, that is going to be our answer. Okay, so that's how it's done. All right, so now we are going to be, doing a little bit more of that. Translate the phrase into an algebraic expression. The product of B and 3. I think we can all agree that the key word there is product, because we know what B is and we know what 3 is. Product means the result of multiplication. Okay, so you can write it like that, you can write it like that, you can write it like that. Because remember, if there's no symbol in between them, then that means it just means multiplication. Okay, so any of these are fine. Out of curiosity, let's see what the author did. Okay, 3B. All right, it's groovy. All right, one more of them, and then that'll do it for this. Except that, okay, that's 5 times B, because again, it's product. See, something that's not product. Okay, sum means addition. So B plus 5. That's okay. So sum gives you the addition sign. If it had said product, it would still be multiplication. Let's see. Now, if it had said the difference of B and 5, then it would be that. And if it had said the quotient of B and 5, it would be that. All right, so a little bit more of that, except this time it's a little more interesting. So it says 9 more than. Okay, now when they say something like 9 more than or 9 less than, I always tack that on the end. And I'm going to put something right there. 9 more than what? We're going to add 9 onto what? The product of, what does product mean? Multiplication. The product of 13 and Goran's height. And Goran's height is, we're just going to call it G. We could just write Goran's height, but that would just take longer and that'd be silly. Excuse me. So, so this would be the answer. Now, if you had done 9 plus 13G, that would also work. But if it had said 9 less than the product of 13 and Goran's height, okay, and then you said, well, I'll just put a minus sign right there, 9 minus 13G, that's not right, okay? 13G minus 9 would have been correct if it had been 9 less than, okay? Because if I say, hey, my height is 70 inches. Well, what's 9 minus my height? Well, obviously it's 61, right? But if you do the 9 first, I don't get 61. I get negative 61. So are you telling me that if you reduce my height by 9 inches, my new height is negative 61 inches? That doesn't make sense. Okay. So when you see things like 9 more than, 9 less than, just tack that on the end. Okay. Okay, so here's what I mean. So 61 less than twice Victor's savings. So Victor's savings, we're going to just call that V, just so we don't have to write out Victor's savings. So double or twice Victor's savings would be 2 times V, and we want $61 less than that. So notice it's 2V minus 61. 61 minus 2V, that is wrong. But it's a very popular wrong answer. So don't you fall into that trap. Let somebody else fall into it. Hopefully nobody within the sound of my melodious voice.